So this is the Greenbelt A race, first race of the series. It is May 8th, 2024. This season I'm racing District Velocity, which is these sky blue kits. Currently, with 2 laps to go. We have 6 guys up the road. It's a well-represented group with District Taco, District Velocity, Redshift Racing, Kelly Benefits, Batley, and I'm forgetting who else. Otherwise, up until this point, there's been a ton of District Velocity, Redshift Racing, and District Taco guys kind of just slowing everyone down to ensure that the breakaway gets away. So we've just been not doing all that much. Adam Swetlow here on Buna going for a fire down the hill. So, and actually this season, there's been a lot of controversy regarding the yellow line in Greenbelt. Essentially, I think the only areas that are kosher to go over are a little bit before this, the only turn, to go over for a wider approach. And then there's a new sign, sprint sign, saying when you can go over into the left lane for the sprint. Outside of those two areas, not really supposed to go over the yellow line. I think it's okay to avoid something bad happening if you need to go over yellow, but really you shouldn't really be advancing conditions. Not everyone received that memo. Neither here nor there. It didn't make a big difference in this race, but last couple seasons I've done Greenbelt. Unfortunately, it has made a big difference. So we're now approaching 1 lap to go. Greenbelt, the other big change they made for this year is the A race only has 35 guys, so it's much smaller than years past where it has included the 1, 2, and Category 3. This year, the Cat 3s can also race the B race, so I think the vast majority settle for that race instead, which is at 6 o'clock as opposed to 7 p.m. So it's been a little easier moving up, but I think I see some guys kind of pushing the limits of that yellow line rule. But anyway, I think here it's really just you got to be top 10. Don't need to be any further up than that if you're trying to shoot for the group sprint. There's a little bit of shuffle on this corner. My preference this year, and usually is always just stay on the inside. I have been dive bombed so many times when I try to approach wide that I'd much rather just stay on the inside. If I have to slow up, I'm fine to do so, but getting pushed into like the edge of the road on the left side coming out of this corner is always annoying. So I typically just stay inside now. There's going to be a big open lane on the inside to see the right here that you can usually sprint into and gain a few positions if need be. But right now I just want all of these people ahead of me. I think one of the meta riders goes for a flyer right now. And District Taco tries to respond. We see Swetlow coming over here. I'm going to give him some distance. But there's really nowhere for me to go. We have Batley, District Taco pulling along here. So now Nick Taylor, who is the District Taco rider directly ahead of me, is being led out by, I believe his name is Zayed. I could be wrong completely. But you can see the two meta riders in the distance. So we're closing up on the sprint. It's a bit of an uphill kick leading into it. And still, we're still, the yellow line still applies. So I'm just looking at Nick's wheel. I'm like thinking it's going to be later. And then last minute deviation, I did not see that meta rider, who I guess let out the other person from his flyer across the sprint. Now Ziad he's just bleeding me out now. I will take it. And then you'll see it momentarily, this red sign, which opens up using two lanes. So I kick here. Usually I actually go much, much earlier than that. Um, but he was getting a good lead out. So approaching the break here, and John Morehouse of the break. I thought I got him at the line, but the official results say no. Anywho, so I think what essentially happened was Frank Trevisi, who was probably the strongest guy in the race on meta, the breakaway kind of baited him into leading it out, and a redshift rider was able to come around him, followed by PJ on district velocity. So it ended up redshift, district velocity, and meta. Fun race, last couple laps.